Putin just lost it as in the heart of St. Petersburg. A forbidden song echoes through the streets, its lyrics challenging the very foundation of Russia's current regime. This is not just music, it's a bold act of defiance. In a rare and powerful display of dissent, hundreds of young Russians gathered in St. Petersburg's Kazanskaya Square on October 13, 2025, to sing Cooperative Swan Lake, a song banned by the Kremlin for its anti-war and anti-regime sentiments. The protest, led by 18-year-old music student Diana Loganova and her band Stop Time, drew attention not only for its message, but also for the courage it took to perform it in public. The song, written by exiled rapper Noise MC, criticizes President Vladimir Putin's leadership and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Despite its ban, many young Russians continue to access it through VPNs, bypassing government censorship measures. The authorities responded swiftly. Loganova was arrested and sentenced to 13 days in jail for organizing an unsanctioned public gathering. She faces additional charges under laws that prohibit discrediting the Russian military, which could lead to more severe penalties. This incident highlights the growing risks faced by artists and activists who oppose the government's policies. The Kremlin's crackdown on dissent has intensified since the invasion of Ukraine, with musicians, writers, and other cultural figures increasingly targeted for their opposition. The song's title, Cooperative Swan Lake, is a direct reference to Tchaikovsky's famous ballet. During the Soviet era, Swan Lake was often played on state television during times of national crisis, such as the deaths of prominent leaders. The song's chorus, "I want to watch the ballet, let the swans dance," serves as a poignant reminder of those turbulent times. The song brings up memories of political turmoil and the hope for change for many Russians, particularly those who experienced the Soviet Union. It is a potent symbol of opposition against the current government, because the lyrics explicitly advocate for regime change. The St. Petersburg demonstration is a component of a larger Russian unrest wave. Numerous protests have taken place in recent weeks, many of which were brought on by financial difficulties. The government's plan to increase the value-added tax, VAT, from 20% to 22% starting next year is a major cause of public anger. This move is expected to increase inflation and further strain the finances of ordinary Russians who are already grappling with rising food prices and stagnant wages. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has downgraded Russia's 2025 GDP growth forecast to 0.6%, citing ongoing Western sanctions and high interest rates as major contributors to the economic slowdown.
Tell us your opinion about the recycling fee.
Well, I think it will be way too high if they approve it. It'll just be an unbearable amount of money for people. And overall, the Russian Far East will be left without work and without finances. Basically with nothing at all. I mean, people simply won't be able to change their cars at all. Absolutely. Especially to electric cars or hybrids. I, for example, personally have an electric car. The new recycling fee will be around 1,530,000 rubles. But my electric car costs 1,200,000 rubles. So it turns out that the recycling fee is almost the price of the car. Even a bit more. Well, that's my opinion. Kind of. I came here just for this. To support the people and also to speak out.
We're here expressing our protest because we perfectly understand that a good Japanese car, even a used one, unfortunately, under current conditions, is much better than our domestic ones. Of course, we're patriots of our homeland, yes. But we want our car manufacturer to be just as high quality as those foreign cars that we buy. What annoys me most in life is when our government treats us like idiots, thinks we don't understand anything, and will swallow any initiative they propose, even if we don't like it.
In addition to economic challenges, there are reports of labor unrest. In the Primorsky region, over 60 workers at a power plant threatened mass suicide due to months of unpaid wages. This extreme protest underscores the desperation felt by many in the workforce and the growing dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the economy. Such incidents are becoming more frequent, reflecting a broader pattern of disillusionment among the Russian populace. The Kremlin's response to these protests has been to tighten control over communication channels. More than 2,000 internet shutdowns were reported nationwide in 2025, many of which were defended by the government as precautions against drone attacks. Critics counter that the main goals of these limitations are to suppress dissent and stop the growth of anti-government sentiment. The government's attempts to monitor and regulate internet conversation are further demonstrated by its drive to promote Max, a state-controlled messaging app. The spirit of resistance endures in spite of these initiatives. The St. Petersburg production of Cooperative Swan Lake is proof of the tenacity of those who have the guts to speak up. It acts as a reminder that the will for change and the bravery to seek it endure despite oppression. As Russia continues to grapple with economic challenges and political tensions, the actions of young protesters like Diana Loganova signal a growing movement that cannot be easily silenced. The events in St. Petersburg are more than just a protest. They are a reflection of a nation at a crossroads. As the Russian government faces mounting internal pressures, it remains to be seen how it will respond to the growing calls for change. One thing is certain: the courage of those who stand up for their beliefs continues to inspire and challenge the status quo.
Give us back the connection. Give us back the connection. Social tensions, expressed in the blocking of phone calls, are driving people out into the streets, and no one is willing to accept being forbidden from seeing and hearing their loved ones. Naturally, as a political organization, we couldn't ignore this. We've worked for a long time in Voronezh, defending the rights of students and workers. And, in fact, we've become the only ones in the city who can speak on behalf of these people, the ordinary residents of Voronezh, and say that we oppose this and we are dissatisfied. We have gathered here on the basis of the rights guaranteed to us by the Constitution. We oppose this policy, this initiative by the authorities, because it directly violates our constitutional rights.